Hey, my Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? If you are new here, please don't forget to like. I'm sorry, I'm moving the camera. Share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm knocked this video out today. So how are you guys doing? Sorry, I got to get my props. I was going too fast. Because we're talking about my man. Y'all know he has to be in every video. And for those of you that don't know, he's my man too. Crazy and all. That's still my man. So we gonna jump right in. I got some cranberry mango, I think, juice. And this is gonna be, I'm about to try to do this 10-day cleanse. I just did a 15-day one through Nazuri. It's called Nazuri Meltdown. And I lost 12 pounds and about 2 to 3 inches off my waist. So it really was beneficial. You're going to be in the toilet all day, but it was beneficial. So if you want to try that, or if you're interested in trying it, go head over to Shop Bougie. It's on Instagram. I can leave a link below if you want to purchase that. But it's really good. It's a really good detox. But I'm thinking about doing a 10-day JJ Smith cleanse. So we're going to see how that works. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to do them back to back because I really just finished my other one a couple days ago. Or maybe like a week ago. But we shall see. So if you're new here, please don't forget. This is bothering me. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly be excited if you did. Please excuse any background noise. You know where I'm at, what I'm doing. So today I have, sorry, I'm hungry. Today I have chicken wings, 3 different ways. And we're going to be talking about ethic. That's my thumbnail. But I have garlic parmesan, barbecue. And this right here is like a sriracha sauce that I made. So we're going to see how that goes. But, hi guys. So we are at Ethic 4. And we left off with them being outside. Him walking Alani outside to the back. With the horses. And he told her that he has a horse for every person that he loves. Raven, Easy, Morgan, Love, and her. And she's like, Ethic, you bought me a horse? And he like, yeah, I bought you a horse. He was like, but I like to get him wild. Have him tamed. And she was like, I don't know anything about horses. He was like, she don't know anything about you. So you guys are probably on an even playing field. So she was like, she's beautiful. And he was like, I think she might have said, she's sad. And he said, she should be. She was pregnant. And she lost her foal. And she like, oh, I think it's foal, F-O-A-L. And he like, yeah, her baby. She was pregnant and she lost it. And Alani was like, oh my gosh. Now, mind you, the significance of him picking her, that one to be her horse, is because she lost her foal too. You know, she was pregnant with Love and she lost him. So that was his way of recognizing or acknowledging the loss that Alani has endured. Not only her, but Kenzie as well. So she was like, oh, she's afraid. She's hurt. She was like, she feels trapped. Like, and she's too afraid to get in contact. I mean, be close to anybody because she's afraid of getting hurt. At this point, Alani's no longer talking about the horse, but we'll go with it. And she said that she's been so hurt and she's afraid to be hurt again. So she laid her head on the horse and rubbed the horse down, you know, she was like, can I ride her? And he was like, no, there's others here you can ride right now. She would throw you off, you know, because she's used to being wild. And Alani was like, I understand that, you know. She want to be free because she don't want to give up nobody the opportunity to cage her in. And she told her, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. And so Ethic told her, nobody's going to hurt her here. She's safe. Nothing will never happen to her here. So she runs into his arms because, of course, sorry, y'all, this chicken good. Of course, he's talking about her. He wants her to know that everything is going to be okay. And so they, I'm supposed to eat one of these, sorry. They wind up going back walking back towards the house. And, you know, it's muddy outside or whatever because it had rain. And they was kissing, you know, passionately. And she got her legs wrapped around him. And he trying to see. Walk all at the same time. And then he loses his footing. And he falls. The thing is, instead of him dropping her, he turns on his back and let her land on him. Which is the gentleman thing to do. And so, when he falls down, he got mud everywhere. She laughing. Laughing so hard. She can't get herself together. So, he like, oh, you think it's funny? So, he flips her over and gets her wet. I think my weave. And he like, forget this weave, forget these shoes, forget anything that you think you have to get my attention. You got it already. Like it's you. It's all you. So she take a glob of mud and smack him in the face with it. He like, oh, you got jokes? You think it's funny? So they have a little bit of tussle in the mud or whatever. And for them, it's light. You know, everything with them is always so heavy. Every situation with them always ends in some sort of trauma. So this is light for them. You know, getting to know each other, the simple things about each other. So he take her in the house, or to the house. And they don't want to track the mud inside of the house. So I got 4. They don't want to track the mud inside of the house. So they get undressed at the door. Now, mind you, this land that Ethic has, it's in the middle of nowhere for real. But it's beautiful. It's private. It's quiet. So they get undressed at the door. And before they had got to the door, she was like, I hope you're gonna call me tomorrow. And he like, what? She was like, because this is our first date. I hope you're gonna call me tomorrow. And he like couldn't catch on because this is supposed to be their first date, them starting over. And she was like, because I'm finna be a hoe, okay? Because I'm definitely getting it in on the first day. He like, oh, really? And she like, yeah. She like, give him fellatio and all. She didn't say that, but she said a different word, but y'all know, y'all get the gist of it. So, they go to, but he's supposed to be abstaining because they had told Nair that they would try to abstain so that they could get to know each other on a deeper level. And yeah, so he like, she like, okay, well, we'll see. Cause I'm walking around here all weekend without no clothes on. We gonna see who's gonna give me in first. And he like, it ain't gonna be me. So they get undressed. They go inside. They're both in their birthday suits. Because they're both trying to be funny. So they go upstairs. Take a bath. Go to the bathroom to take a bath. And it's like the barn, big, kind of tub or whatever. And he like, you want to take a shower or you want to get in the bath? So she's like, I've showered with you before. I want to bathe. So he wanted water. And she asked Mike, you got some scissors? And he like, yeah, some in the drawer. And she like, it's mud everywhere. And he like, come here, let me help you. And he like, come. And she like, give me a second. Like, let me just get this out of my hair. I got mud everywhere. And he like, come here, let me help you. So she gets in the tub and he take the scissors from her. And she's like, do you know what you're doing? He like, no, but you can tell me. Can't be that hard, can it? So she like, just pull the string. And when you see the string, cut the string, not my hair. And she's like, okay. He like, why you get this anyway? And she was like, I don't know. He was like, don't do that. We supposed to be working out with each other, being able to communicate with each other, not keeping things from each other. So what's up? And she just was like, I just feel like it's a certain standard that I have to be, or level that I have to be on when I deal with you. He was like, and you don't have to. He was like, I like you just the way you are. He was like, if you want to get your hair done like this, if you want to add the weave, that's fine. He was like, you can do whatever you want to do, but only if you want to do it. Not because you think it's something that I'm going to like. He was like, all of the shoes and the hair. He was like, that's not even you. You don't have to do that because I'm already yours. You don't have to do that. He was like, I want you, just like this in your regular. And so she like, okay. So he took her hair out and she had like some, how your hair is in the sewing. And she's like, this what you want? You want me like this? He was like, nah, I don't have to have you with the Cleo joints. But I can take you in your natural session. She took the braids and he was like this. Like, I want you just like this. And so they had a session of what grown people do. Okay, did they have, nope, they didn't. I'm lying, y'all. I'm lying. They didn't, not yet anyway. They didn't have a session. So they got up and got dressed and put their clothes on. And they went downstairs to the kitchen. She was like, I'm hungry. You hungry? He was like, I can eat. She was like, is there food here? He was like, yeah, I had the kitchen stocked before we came up here. And she was like, okay. So she went downstairs and she, walking through the kitchen trying to find out something to cook. And she had like the R&B music playing in the background. He was like, you like R&B music? And she was like, yeah, I do. She was like, because I can relate. She was like, a lot of the songs are, about being sad and lonely. And the other songs are about being madly in love. She was like, and I can relate to those. And she was like, and now that I'm madly in love, I can relate to the other half too. And he like mental, a mental note or whatever. So then she was like, do you think we should call and check on the kids? And he was like, I think they fine. And like I said, he's infatuated with the fact that she's infatuated with his children. Like the fact that she can love them the way that she does, even though she didn't birth either one of them. It makes him love her more. And she talked about how she loved Easy, how she's never had a son, a living son, and how he just brings so much joy and enthusiasm and energy to her being a little boy. And she said, and then that Bella, you know, she loved me when I didn't even love myself. She was like, and I appreciate you for allowing me to have parts of them when I was struggling, if I wanted to even have a part of you. She was like, I was able to have a part of you through them. She was like, and I appreciate you for not cutting it off, you know, for me like that. And then she was like, it's really beautiful here. She was like, I saw some paddle boats outside. She was like, this place probably really would have been, you know, good for Mo. Considering how heartbroken she is right now, this probably would have been good for her spirits or whatever. And then she was like, it was some paddle boats. We could have went rash. Like, this just seems like a place for a family vacation or whatever. And so that's when he had asked her, like, how do you love them so much? And, you know, she was like, they gave me back my motherhood, basically. You know, not that I thought that I would be, you know, I never thought that I would be raising somebody else's children like I would have raised my own. But they give me the sense of being a mother without them biologically being mine. And so she was saying how much she loves him, and then she kind of like became overwhelmed because it's a daily battle with Alani, as far as love and ethic, and not, you know, love and ethic, but still being loyal in a sense to her daughter. Like, how could I love the man who murdered my child, whether it was accident or anything or whatever? And so she kind of got emotional. She apologized. He was like, you don't have to apologize for being a woman. Like, you're going to go through all the emotions. And I think I've given you the greatest hurt ever. So I take whatever you give me every day or whatever. So she was like, I think I'm going to go upstairs and lie down. I'm a little tired. And so when she went to the steps, before she went upstairs, she says, Ethic, I'm not leaving, but I just need a minute. He like, okay, I understand. Now he wanted to go after her, of course, because he loves her. And they're in such a tender spot. You know, they're exploring what love could be like with them without all of the regret, without all of the unforgiveness. And it's hard for her, you know, because I think it would be hard for me. I don't know if I could look the man who murdered my child, I don't know if I could look him in the eye every day and knowing what he took from me. But on the flip side of that, Ethic has given her back everything, not given her back, but refilled her in a sense with everything that she lacked before him, you know, confidence, reassurance, love, and it's unconditional. You know, she done shot that man, okay? Like, lied to me about the baby, now the baby there. I mean, they have been through a lot, so I get it in their struggle, especially me being a mom myself. But I also understand how she could love him so strongly and so fully, because they say that all that hate is just love too, just with a different delivery. So I can understand her struggle, you know, feeling like I'm not serving any type of justice for my daughter. I'm betraying her by sleeping with the man who killed her. But at the same time, I can understand the yearning that she has for him, because he fills up all her needs, all of them, even the things that she don't know she needs. This man here, he fills them all up. So he goes and sits at the table, and he notices that she has a memoir in her bag, like a book that she wrote. And she calls the book The Ethic of Love. And so he read through some chapters. Now, listen, this thing, I really wish that Ashley would make that memoir like a real book, because I mean, I know probably a lot of it is poured into Ethic, but baby, some of that stuff that he was reading there, and she was saying there's no end for him and her, it's only new beginnings. She said, I'll start over with him every single time. So it's like, man, like, it's intense, okay? And she talked about how she couldn't breathe and how she was suffocating, but when she thought that she was gonna die, he was there to bring life back into her. Like, I ain't met a man like Ethic ever. I know he ain't real, and I just hope and pray that I can get like 75% of him in a man that I choose, or that chooses me. But he reads the whole book. It took him all night to read it. I won't read any excerpts from it, because if you haven't read it, I want you to feel it like I felt it when I read it. But she describes their love as like a beautiful tragedy, because that's exactly what it is. It's like tragic, but it's This is like the most beautiful tragic love story I've ever read. I'm not even gonna hold you, between Ethic and Alani, and then Morgan and Messiah. This is love at its most tragic, but at the same time, it's like, wow, you know, I hope I can love like that one day. I hope I can love like that one day. And I hope that I would like to think that I could have forgiveness, a forgiving heart like Alani, because it took a lot out of her. We 4 books in, and they still trying. Okay, and they right now they're giving it the best effort they have, and they both are in, which is better because he's not in it by himself. So he reads the memoir, and he goes upstairs, and he thinks like, well, maybe she has fallen asleep. But he gets in the bed with her, and he slides behind her, and she's like, Ethic, and he's like, you know, and she's like, there's like a hole that's like right in the middle of my chest. And she says, like, I always struggle with having the hole filled, and you're always the one who fills the hole for me. She was like, and right now I feel so empty that I need you to fill me up. And he like, okay. He like, but I thought Nair. She was like, forget Nair or anything else. She was like, I need to feel you inside of me. So they do what lovers do. Okay. Very passionately, very very passionately, okay, giving of themselves to each other. And so then that goes on for the rest of the morning, and then Ethic finally falls asleep. And so then when she wakes up, she goes outside, and she notices that there's a beach with the water or whatever, and she begins to do a yoga routine. Now, mind you, she got the yoga from Ethics, so she does it to clear her mind. He taught that to her, so that's something that she's carried over. So she goes through all of her steps and talks about how she could breathe out the BS and breathe in everything else. And she was like, we're fine, he's fine. And so she did a position that she couldn't hold. She was like, it's uncomfortable here. She was like, but breathe through it until it gets comfortable. So she's trying to train her mental to love him and forgive him all at the same time. And so she's out there doing her yoga, and so she sheds her clothes, like she just gonna do it in the nude. Ain't nobody out there. It's real quiet. It's real peaceful. And so Ethic walks up, and then now they do what lovers do again, you know. And so he tells her, like, I want to have life with you. Like, I want to build life with you. And she like freezes up because Alani struggles with childbirth. It's hard for her to carry children. And so she thinks that if she tells him that that's going to be hard for her, that maybe he won't love her the same. But of course, we all know that we all know that that's not the case. I don't know if I even told. I think I skipped a whole part, y'all, and I think I did, and I am real sorry. But I forgot to tell y'all that Ethic had killed Bookie. Did I tell y'all that? Dang, I don't remember if I did. He went into the hospital, and because he was in the hospital because Messiah beat him up, and he went in there and asked him, like, you sent your son after me? After I killed your first son, you going to send your second son to do your dirty work? He was like, because that's what you like to do. You like to mess with little boys. And he was like, he a liar. He was like, yeah, well, you knew I was going to get him if I got you. I mean, if I got your first son. Cut that man oxygen off in that hospital. Killed him, sure did. I forgot to tell y'all that. I was listening to it again like, oh, did I say this in my video? Y'all, I'm sorry, but Epic killed Bookie. Mm-hmm. Cut his oxygen right on off in the hospital room. Paid the nurse so she can cover the cameras up. Show did. Show did. Show did. Yeah, I forgot. I really did forget to tell y'all that. And I'm kind of sad that I did because I thought I did, but I don't think that I did. I don't think that I did get an opportunity to tell you that. So, um, um, so that's what they did the next day. She was talking about how it was supposed to be just that one time they were supposed to get everything they needed to get out. He was like, well, you had it right here, you know, tooted up for me. And I don't know how you expected me to, you know, just act like nothing happened. So, I will read this one part, y'all. I'm all over the place. So if you know me, just love me and just come on with me. But I said I wasn't going to read a part. These are not my words. These are actually Antoinette's in her book. But it says he got into the word, he sat there for hours flipping through page after page until the words, there is no end, not with us. There is only a new beginning. Every time we're even close to ending, I'll start over with him again, chasing a new outcome, a new destiny, because I'm a woman in love. I'll endure the pain forever before I ever allow this to end. I'm telling y'all, that did just boom. Okay, so while Ethic and Alani are out of town, Bella is over Nanny's house, and y'all know her Nanny live in the projects. Okay, she live on Susan Street. Okay, and you can't pay Nanny to go live nowhere else. Okay, so Bella decides that she want to go outside, so she go outside and she see these little girls. I think one of the girls' name is Lyric, the other little girl's name is like Jaden or something like that. Some little project girls. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the project girl. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They outside jumping rope, double dutch, French. You know what I'm saying? In, out, in, and jumping over there. So they asked Bella, do she know how to jump rope or turn? And I don't know if she turned. I can't remember if she turned or not, but I don't think she did. So then they called her bougie because, you know, Bella, she got Gucci headbands on and Gucci sneakers. Her daddy run the block. So she felt like, yeah, I don't live over here, but this is where I'm at. This is my block too. And so they're like, you bougie? She was like, you need to put all that hair up in a ponytail. She was like, cause you get in a fight around here. She was like, and it's gonna be all gone. She was like, and then my daddy gonna come around here and then he gonna shoot the whole block up. She was like, you think your daddy real tough? She was like, I know he is. Because period. Ethics her father and he's tough. And he gonna come shut the whole block down. And then she was like, my daddy, something about my daddy bought the house. She was like, and yours, because her daddy, well, her daddy don't, but Alani owned all the houses on that block. So they asked like, you want to come chill with us or whatever. So they tried to sneak to this little party or whatever. Now, mind you, Bella only 12, okay, and the girl asked her, like, how old are you? She like 13, but she really ain't 13. She'll be 13 in 3 months. And so she sees this handsome little boy. The handsome little boy that she see, his name is Henny. Okay, and I love Henny too. His name is Hendrix, but they call him Henny. And he like, hey, pretty girl, and asked her where she was at, and you know, then he started talking to her outside because she didn't want to go into the house because they was smoking. And she was like, he was like, what you doing out here? She was like, oh, I'm at, you know, my stepmom's house. And he was like, I know you ain't from around. She's like, no, I'm not. He was like, he was like, well, for us, it is what it is. Like, ain't no getting up out of here. And she was like, well, what if somebody else can show you another way? And before he could get ready to finish his sentence, the car pulled up and he was like, well, you can't get me out of here if you over here too. He was like, go home, pretty girl. This ain't for you. And she like, okay. So she turned around and was about to go back up the stairs. He was like, home is the other way. Get on up out of here. So she hurried up and left and went back home. Now Bella, she got a crush on Henny, okay? Because he's smooth. He don't mean her no good. Oh, the other little girl name is Shayla. He don't mean her no good. Lyric, Shayla, and I don't remember the other little girl, but I think Lyric, Shayla, Miss Connie lived next door. I'm only saying these names because these names come out again. Somebody asked her, like, is that all your hair? She's like, yes, mine. It's cute. Better keep it braided. And then one fight, my daddy's shooting up the whole block. She said, who you think your daddy is? He probably some square. And so here come Henny talking about, nah, her daddy ain't no square. You ethic daughter, right? He the only riding around the hood in a Tesla without getting pulled out, that people know better. That's your pops, right? And she like, yeah. And he like, y'all be careful with her. One thing happened to her and her dear daddy hanging from the street lights. Because Henny know. So, 13 to 3 months, she go home. So, I'm like, what is this? See, I be going too fast. I'm almost done with book 4, y'all. And that's crazy because I just knew I had a little bit more time, but I don't. So I told y'all about him reading her book and going to the next door. Dang, I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm stopping right here. So, thank you guys so much for watching, because I don't want to end it today because I need to get enough to finish the rest of it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, if you're new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It will make me so excited. Meet me back here tomorrow at the same place, maybe not the same time. And until next time, bye, my jujubee.